So let's do this. Let's dive in. 27 years doing this.
Mm-hmm.
There got to be some funny stories in there.
Oh my gosh.
Or some life-changing stuff that you've experienced.
I've had some life-changing things that make me come back year after year after year. Mm-hmm. My favorite one probably is Michael Sellers. Do you know Michael?
I know Michael.
Okay, so when Michael came, I just want to tear up when I tell these stories. Michael's family drove him from Gaffney, that's where they live, for Gaffney, to play ball. But before that, he went to the Shriners Hospital in Greenville every single week for therapy. He has CP, and he has a very hard gait. So they were trying to get him walking. So he came to us young, had a walker that he pulled behind him, not pushed. He pulled it behind him. He came up to bat one night. He hit the ball. He took 5 steps with his walker. He stopped, and we're all going, come on, Michael. Run, Michael, run, Michael. He let go of the walker for the very first time, went to first base, stopped. Next batter came up. He went to second. Next batter came. He went to third. On the little route from third to home, it was very hard for him because he had now exhausted his muscles, but he finally made it. He crawled into home plate. There was not a dry eye in the park. It was the most phenomenal thing. That moment, because this little simple game of baseball, that moment, he knew he could walk without that walker. He plays today. He's over 6 feet tall. He is this far. You can't see me, but 2 inches. He is this far from hitting that ball over the fence.
I know
it may go this spring.
Yep. And he can round them bases now.
And he can round the bases. Now, when I see him running it to me at full speed, I go, oh, my gosh, I'm going down. We're going down. We're going down. Yes, because he's still unsteady. But look what he has accomplished. You know what else he does? He sings the national anthem for us.
He does. He does a good job, too.
Yes, he does.
I love it.
Here's another one. I love this one. I had the Coon brothers. They were young. I was very young. He had autism. So he came out to play. It's loud. It's overwhelming. It's new. He was a little overwhelmed by the whole process. Started to have a meltdown. Now, this is the key. His mother did not give up. She picked him up, took him to home plate. They got a hit. She got the hit. She took a hit for him. He's carrying on. He's having a meltdown. She takes him to first. They go through that whole routine. Takes him to first, takes him to second, gets him to third. She modeled the behavior he was supposed to have. She set the example, and she applied discipline. When he came back the second week, he thought he was a professional ball player. That was it. And do you know what he does now? He stopped playing with us because now he's playing touch football.
That's awesome.
So just let me get some confidence, let me get a little skills, and then I can go on and do something else.
Yeah, it's incredible, and it's sometimes it's hard to connect. Like if you haven't experienced some of this stuff, but someone is listening that has a special needs child, and they're thinking like, "How in the world my kid could never play this?"
Do you know who I have the most problems with? Listen to me, parents. The parents believe that they can't do it, or they won't do it, or they'll embarrass them, or it won't be perfect.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah.
The goal is we'll get a hit somehow and we'll get to first base. And then next week we'll work on it a little more. Yeah. And by the end of the season, they'll be getting their own hits. What we see with a brand new player is by the third game they can hit a pitch ball. Not all of them, but the majority of them.
Yep.
And we will get them around the bases. And my goodness, they think they're rock stars.
Well, what's great about it, it's such a judgment-free zone. It is a place to live. And everywhere you go, if you're listening to this and you've got a special needs family member, you know the pressure.
Yes.
It doesn't exist there.
Right.
This is normal now. Like we are all in this together.
You're in our part.
Yeah. It's so. I remember I had the same anxiety around it. Like, oh boy, here we go. And then you get there and you're like, okay, wait, everybody's having an oh boy.
That's right.
This is fun. And
we have more of those on Thursdays. The older they get, the less of that we get.
Yeah, but it is absolutely incredible to experience. And again, we could sit here and talk about it all day long. You have to experience it. You have to get out there and experience the joy on a kid's face.
Yes.
From hitting a ball.
When they hit a pitched ball, their eyes light up and they know they have instantly done something.
Yes.
It is incredible. And let me tell you, parents, this 6 to 11 is when we experience the most behavior.
Yep.
When they go up to the 12 to 20 group,
yep.
It's the sweet spot. They're past all that. They've learned. They've developed. They know who they are. They're getting the confidence. Stick with it through the 6 to 11.
Yep.
Stick with it.
Yeah, we're there now with Haley. Like, it's night and day different. Like, now it's enjoyable. Like, to the point, where she's equally as excited as we are to be there.
Yes. You have to get through the 6 to 11. You have to get through that time frame.
That's incredible.
Okay, one more story.
Yeah, let's
got
hear
a minute?
Yeah.
All right, so this is Katrina. She's older. She was 20 years old. She had brittle bone disease, so she had had a lot of surgeries. Wasn't very trusting, had a lot of anxiety. Her sister started the season before, and she did well, and so she brought Katrina, her older sister, with her. Just very angsty the whole time. Well, she aged up for the next season and had to go to the next division and couldn't play the same night that her sister played. She wasn't coming back. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I stayed after her. Oh, you got to come back. I want to play with you. You've got to come back. Well, finally, she decided she liked baseball better than not, so she came back on Tuesday. Now, let me tell you about what she's doing now. She is singing the national anthem. She is learning to hit a pitched ball from a seated position because that's all she can do. Somebody believed in her, somebody gave her the chance, and she took the ring and ran with it. And now she's very confident. I love this one. She said to her mother, "Why doesn't Pam ask me to sing the national anthem?" And her mother said, "Well, I don't know that she knows you can." So I said, "Would you like to sing the national anthem?" "Yes, I would." And she did it beautifully. That's just all confidence right there.
100%. No, it's incredible. I again, a lot of this is how well the organization's ran here in Spartanburg, that you get all these moments and you get, all the custom entrances and so you got,
your walk-up music is very important.
Yes. You got to have the right bat and the right walk-up music.
Yes. And a lot of times it's the color of the bat.
That's right.
It's not the weight of the bat, it's the color of the bat.
That's right. It's got to go. It's got to look good. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but no, it's such a fun thing. And so the biggest thing was, I just wanted to come on here and just say, I'm so thankful that you provide this, because it takes a lot of work. And I mean, there's days where I'll tell Hannah, I'm like, I don't know how she does it. Like, it is crazy. I tried to get together just a small basketball, like a winter basketball thing. Just not even a league, just thing. And it was so difficult to even coordinate the beginning steps of that I was thinking to myself, how in the world? And I'm a pretty resourceful guy. And I'm like, to run this at that scale?
It's kind of on its tracks now.
Yeah.
We're into our 17th season. So the beginning, the growth, that was where it would get, iffy. We got to go, oh my gosh, we now got to go to 2 nights. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
We got to have sponsors. We got to have everything. And now it kind of runs on a track because we've done it and we found what works and what doesn't work. And we found what rules need to stay in place and what we need to bend. The longevity does help with where we are now. But I have hired a full-time assistant because we've reached that place. It's hard to handle 160 by yourself.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's a little hard. So that has been a great addition to what we're doing.